there's just a quick little poll if you guys don't mind filling that out as you guys come in, and I think we'll give everyone maybe another minute or so to join. Also, this is a interactive session, or I guess as interactive as we can make it. So if you guys do have any questions, hit that chat button in the upper right hand corner, type in your question, and we'll have maybe about 5-10 minutes at the end to go over the questions. If there is anything that we cannot go over, if it's maybe a little detailed, take some time, then we could always schedule a call to go deeper into your case study. Okay, great. So I think we could get started. So thank you everyone for joining. Today we are going to focus on change management, and at OpenBOM we really do think change management in the traditional change process. We do this by introducing collaborative workspace, which is the way to consolidate changes processes happening in multiple systems and disciplines of the product. So this could be mechanical, electrical, or even for the software. And the reason for this demo is that change management is a critical part of the process for engineering and manufacturing teams. It involves managing updates to designs, product structure, and related data, while also ensuring accuracy, traceability, and collaboration. And in this webinar, we'll explore the best practices for managing changes using OpenBOM and guide you through the end-to-end change management process. And to show this, I'm happy to introduce our customer success specialist, Pedro Branco, who has more than 20 years of experience with CADs, PDMs, and PLMs, and has helped many companies just like you guys have right now as well. Also, like I said before, there will be a section at the end for questions. So if you guys do think of a question, hit it in the chats, and we'll answer that in the end. So Pedro, please take it away.
Okay, thanks, Jared. We'll get started. Yes, today we're going to focus on change management and collaborative workspace, how we can bring that engineering data to bring business processes to outside engineering, to procurement, to contract manufacturers, to the shop floor, to manufacturing, and do that in a controlled way. So first, let's talk a bit about change management and how OpenBOM manage changes. So I recommend that you also have a look into our page about how we manage design data from product structure information. So if you go into our help documentation, you'll find this screen, which I find very useful to explain how OpenBOM traces and track changes from design sources like sources that are they are more centralized on version management with file versions. So file versions are more like file iterations that they have changes. And then on the product structure, on items, you do freeze those baselines as item revisions. So this, I'm going to go through a bit of this, this sort of flow. We'll also show you what we mean by collaborative workspace, which is where you can receive updates from multiple users, multiple sources like mechanical and electrical. So I have an example where we have more like a kind of a smart product. It's brand new. It's just being developed, and we are going to just going through the process of creating a product structure, a bill of material, how to manage the design data like CAD files, and then go through the change process of releasing and making a change. So we're going to go through today. We also have another discipline, ECAD from Altium. So we're also going to bring, updates, or we're going to also bring an ECAD BOM from Altium to our product structures for our complete bill of material. So let's get started. So the first stage, you had just finished this product in mechanical CAD, and you started by collaborating with your CAD data. So you want a mechanism to work with the same CAD data between all users and make sure that changes between users flow between all your mechanical team, or even electronics, ECAD, using Altium Designer, for example, which also, it's focused on files and folders. So for this, we use OpenBOM design that can be launched directly by the Workspace Manager is just a Windows component that makes sure that your data, your local data in your computer, it's synchronized with OpenBOM storage for uh, so you can maintain the two systems in sync using OpenBOM um, design project. So you can just jump directly. So all these files you see on my computer, they are already in OpenBOM design. So you can see that result in directly in design. So you could go into the design area. That project I'm using is on the speed computer on this that speedometer, and the data you see in OpenBOM design, it is the same that I'm managing here. So if you are more like a CAD user or like a SolidWorks user, all this local information is being synchronized by the Workspace Manager. So OpenBOM design also manage all these file versions. So if you go back and see um, these different iterations you see here, all this will be different versions of the file. So if you're going to understand how this looks in design, let's, for example, open an existing component with a few versions. So let's say this little sub-assembly here. Notice that we have multiple versions. We can investigate a bit more and see the different versions. They are captured automatically every time you do a smart sync, every time you synchronize with users. And all these versions are traced and tracked automatically. So you can see that you can see the first version, the user, the dates that was modified. You can see visual clues and differences. Notice that, you can see the difference from one version to the other. There's a new slot on the over there. And we can also capture 3D previews, so you can actually physically understand what is the difference from one file version to another. So this is completely version specific, and you can see and share this with your teams with visualization tools. So in this case, you can always collaborate and share this information with others. So we also have the ability to manage, how users collaborate with each other by making sure there's only one user is working on a design or a file with using file lock. So file lock is a way that you can know who is working on what and locking the right access for a user, so only he can make changes to that file. So this way we can help how users manage and collaborate on document-centric systems or systems that are file-centric, like SolidWorks Inventor. Have here also examples where Altium Designer data is being managed in OpenBOM design projects. So this is all the Altium data. So all those files you see here in Altium from this circuit, they are also managed in OpenBOM design. There are other sources to manage this, like Git, but if you combine everything on a single solution, you can trace and track all your product information on a single platform. So we are ready to build product information to share with others. So all the OpenBOM design area is inside the engineering department, inside development. Once you start moving closer to release, to start building the information to share with contract manufacturers, with shop floor, outside engineering, you build a product structure. So that's what I'm going to build next. Is going to be uh, generate bill of part numbers. So I can generate part numbers from the item definition, could be a prefix and a counter that will create a new version. And from that, I'm going to create or save a bill of material back to a product structure. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to generate a new part number. This is fully configurable in terms of prefixes and counters. In this case, is a prefix of 5 and then a counter. And this information is now stored on the CAD data. The CAD file is now modified with that new part number. Again, for SolidWorks users, that is the new number just in CAD properties. So we can save changes, save this into back to your local file system, and then propagate these changes to all users using the Smart Sync button. So this will synchronize. Notice that the Smart Sync can also be, tell you what's going to be synced, what are the differences on the file sync report. You can actually see that there is show new local. So you can actually see that, this assembly that I just saved, it's new, and I will upload it. So uh, so all of that can be managed and synchronized. So you share with your own team all the change. So that will be the first step, first project will be just sharing this information, uploading to OpenBOM storage. So next, we're going to go for capturing the product structure, capturing product information. So when we do this, when we capture this, we have the ability to select which type of information are we extracting from CAD. In this example, we are building the build material. We have configured where the part number is from CAD. It can be from a SolidWorks property. If there is no properties in SolidWorks, we can default to the file name. There's different points where we can bring this data. In this case, I'm generating PDFs out of SolidWorks drawings, and also I'm going to generate step files. And when you generate the bill of material, it's going to create a brand new product structure with all this information updated there. So this can save a lot of time and reduce the risk of changes. In this case, we are automating the open drawing command in CAD, and we are saving it as a PDF, and we generate the product information. It's also generate all the thumbnails and all that pieces of information. You can see all the information you can manage about, this is the CAD properties being extracted. You can add more information like cost, vendors. You can really customize what's the type of information that you want to manage. So let's open this on a full web browser window. So we focus a bit more on our product, and we're going to combine data from another CAD system. So what we're going to do next is going to be, merge the mechanical data with the ECAD data from Altium. So I have a view where I can see the output from mechanical CAD, like drawing links. So I can see that the drawing was created from SolidWorks. It looks great. We have all our mechanical items. Now let's bring Altium Designer in. We're gonna extract the bill of material from Altium directly. So I already done this so to save time. It's already built, and I'm just going to open it from directly from Altium using the OpenBOM integration. So as you can see there, you can create, update bill of material. You can also configure Altium, what sort of parameters you want to bring, like the Altium parameters. You can configure which sort of information you want to bring to OpenBOM. What is your part number field from Altium? So you can configure all that information. And then when you extract, you will have a result such as this. So in this case, I already generated bill of material. The part number is being controlled on the Altium parameters. So the Altium does have a part number field being filled. That's how we match the data. And this will be the output bill of material from that circuit board. So we bring reference designators, we bring thumbnails from Altium, and we have our bill of material here. Now it's very easy to combine this with the new, just with the mechanical BOM. You just can, merge together by just making changes and editing those changes here. You can just bring that PCB and, we have that Altium bill of material just here. So notice that this environment is what we call the collaborative workspace, is because everybody can work on lattice. You can have multiple users, and they all can be making changes to the product structure or bill material concurrently. So see that, little squares, you see where users are editing data, where they are adding or removing data. And you will see their little faces here like how you'd expect in a modern collaborative environment where multiple changes are merged together from multiple users. So the next step will be uh, releasing this product and creating a baseline for a revision. So if we go back to our diagram for OpenBOM, let's bring that back in again. So the next step will be uh, freezing and creating a revision on the items. So you create a baseline for that data. So all these latest changes we are doing, they will become frozen. Like you can still make changes on laters. You can always edit quantities and make any changes. But once you freeze that as a baseline, as a revision, that state is frozen in time for traceability and history. So that's what we're going to do. Since we are talking about change management, we're going to use a change management process to approve and to release. That goes through stakeholders to say this is our first release. So we're going to use a change request. So we can request this directly from the bill of material. We can just type some comments, and we're going to create a change order for this process. There are different change templates we can configure with different attributes and different users participating on this workflow. In this case, I'm going to just use a simple ECO, and I'm going to just put the same description there. Just this is the first release. So I'm going to create this change order and change request. And this process is going to trigger and fire an email that is sent to users. So a user that is participating on this workflow will receive an email back on his inbox, and it will be something such like this. So in a couple of seconds, there we go. The one we just created just arrived, and you can see it, 0 minutes ago. This one has just arrived. And the email has a link to the change order that you just been created, and you can directly evaluate the product, see where used, jump to the item, understand a bit better, what are the changes all about. There are cases where you can go through, the approval process is also going through the data, like going through drawings and opening all the drawings. You can even export this to have like just a single view of everything. And what is all the steps, all the drawings of this product, and what is on this multi-level bill material. You can export that just to be part of that your review process, or just investigate, just go through and investigate directly on the bill of material. So once you are happy with that change order, notice there are multiple users that can participate in the change and accept or reject. If there are multiple emails will be seen here. And in this case, I'm just going to approve it and create a revision. So this will create the baseline, and it will create a revision for the product. So if you go back to our product, the latest drop down now have revision 1 that we just released, and this is it's frozen in time, like it is read only. You cannot change it anymore. Notice that you can also share this bill of material with others. Also have the revision on the URL, so you have precision in terms of, this is the data for this release. And also you can use this for integrations with other systems. So when you integrate, for example, with MRP or ERP system, you can control that. Only revisions can be sent to the ERP. Not the latest, for example. So you have ways to control and how this information flows to other systems. So the next step would be making some changes. So we're going to make some changes from CAD and going from the engineering change process to make changes and understand changes from one revision to the other. So let's do that. Let's go into making some changes in our product. In this case, I'm just going to add a few bolts to screws to the product. And we're going to go through the process of updating this back to a new change order and a new approval. And we're going to do also some concurrent changes while this is happening. So the normal process will be you make your changes in CAD, you save locally to your file system, you share these changes with others, just synchronizing with Smart Sync so that information is shared with others. And the next step would be updating the bill of material. Now, while this is going to be updating the changes, at the same time, I'm going to be making changes on the bill of materials. Again, so you see the collaborative workspace working on. So I'm going to update the bill of material. And while this is going on, I'm just going back to the bill of material and start making some changes in latest. So I would go into add a new item. And let's say I'm going to add some firmware here. So I create a complete structure, with ECAD, MCAD, and software. Okay, so now this is a multi-level view again with software. You can fully go into a single level view and see more information that is more related to a software bill of material. So notice that you can manage any type of information like any type of parameters. You can easily add new properties to manage any type of data. So while SolidWorks is going, should have completed. Yeah, it did. So it is complete. It is finished. The CAD bill of material is already updated, and notice that my change is done with the firmware is already there and the board is already there. So this collaborative workspace allows you. I'm going to just refresh this bill of material again. And this collaborative space is actually this ability to receive changes from multiple sources and allow that those changes to merge into the latest state. So let's refresh this directly, and we will continue. Let's just do that. Refresh those bill of material. Okay, let's just keep open here again from. There we go. We have the full bill of material merged from the changes I have done and the updates that were done from CAD, from mechanical CAD. So instead of having disconnected data, so files and folders, Excels, disconnected Excels everywhere, this place where you can believe that you are working with the latest information. It's where your complete product structure is, your complete data is, allows you to collaborate from multiple sources and evolve changes, evolve your product to become better, more efficient, and differentiate yourself from your competitors. So the next step would be, and again, creating a new revision, freezing this data in time. So I'm going to go through the same process of creating a change request and creating a new release adding that piece of information. There is also the option to do just a quick release update, depending on permissions, like just doing an update based on using change requests and approving this as a user with authority, like an admin or a manager that can do this approach. So I show you that there is also the ability to do a quick approval instead of having to go all those change order with users and emails and approvers. So we can also add the ability that you can just approve this change, like a rapid change approval. And this it also creates the revision in OpenBOM. So you can see the two revisions created. Once you have different revisions, you can fully track and see history of changes. You can understand everything that happened, what has changed into history reports. You can also use BOM Compare to understand what has changed from one revision to the other. So if you look into using, for example, BOM Compare, you can just open and let's do that again. Okay, so you can just compare two different revisions for the same bill of material. So let's compare version 1 to version 2, and we can see, well, that's the differences. Someone added firmware, and we added those 4 bolts. So in this case, we do know what it is, but if you are, for example, working with contract manufacturers, working in someone in the ERP system, they can also receive these notifications part of the workflow. And when they receive the notifications, they can go back, investigate, understand differences, and they can better prepare whatever changes they have to do in procure from McMaster, or understand, changes. So all this collaboration is possible using collaborative workspace and using our agile change management that allows you to also be in control, but don't lose speed. So it's very important to maintain speed. Speed and control is very important. So your change management process don't really bog you down, like you are just going too slow, and you are not winning the race. You are just going too slow with too much slow down change process. So I hope you like it. This is what I want to show you today. Maybe Jared, let's a good time to see if we have any questions so far.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Pedro. I guess there are no questions yet, but upper right hand corner, there's that chat button. Just hit that button and okay. Pedro, can you export the comparison BOM reports?
So the comparison BOM report, we are looking to enhance that. It's on an enhancement request. So we are looking to enhance that report in the future. It's a common request, and it's on high priority. We can follow up later on, when and a bit more into timelines and how important this is for you.
Thanks, Pedro. Give everyone else a few more minutes. Okay. Any other questions? And of course, if anything does come up, if we get off the call, and okay, actually, Pedro, we got one more. In BOM Compare, do you have to pick what type of changes you are looking for?
So in this case, you do pick the property to see differences for, like I pick quantity. So there is a point where if you are comparing properties, you pick that property for. If it's just comparing BOM lines, which items are added or are not on the bill of material, then you don't need to select anything.
Thanks, Pedro. And if there's a follow-up question to that, I'll give it a few minutes. And of course, if there's anything that comes up after the demo, if you sign off and you think of a question, just reach out to supports@openbom.com. Yes, we have one more question. Can you limit what information is shared with the manufacturer?
Yes, absolutely. So you can use a view to control what the manufacturer you will see. So using views, that's the best way to control what he can see. So views can scheme different pieces of information. They can show different columns, or even control and show different rows. For example, this view only shows documents with a drawing. So it filters the BOM lines, not only the BOM columns, just showing documents. So this will be the way that you can control to share with users. When you share, you can select share by view, and then you select the views that the user will have, the view that the user will have access. And that's it.
Thank you, Pedro. And again, we'll give it a few more minutes or a few more moments to see if anyone else has any follow-up questions. Great. Well, everyone, thank you very much for joining. We appreciate it. If you guys do have any questions, please feel free to reach out at support@openbom.com. Great. Thank you, everyone, for your time. We appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.